So Anderson gives the final word of the book to a black speaker. And this speaker is very different from the characters we've seen in these earlier
Clyde
stories.
has changed a bit.
What's that? Yeah, so he gives this very different.
I've been here 9 years. I haven't seen any changes in 9 years.
Oh, here and
I can kind of identify with them, you know. But I can't place myself back to 1896. Yeah. It must have been a lot different. Horses shit on the street. Eating feed.
that's true, yeah.
Tied to their nose. You know.
Yeah, it would have been.
Wagons back and forth down Main Street. You know, passing each other.
I mean, I think he's
Rails along the street.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's responded to that change.
And I can see that old man, like we had the picture there, sitting there, freezing,
Oh, yeah.
freezing on the sidewalk there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too far removed from the Great Depression, which will also move to the right.
It's like that in the wintertime here. Yeah. I mean, if you don't go inside somewhere or have a place to go, you're gonna get cold.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he gives the final word in a very different way. It's a very different image of black masculinity than we've gotten before. It's not childlike, it's art. He's an artist. He also has something very important to convey to this community around him. He identifies with this community. He doesn't see himself as an outsider. He doesn't see himself as separate from that. And he has something valuable to give them. He's presented as an architect, right? He says, I'm giving you the words to sort of build this new way of life, but you just have to be able to sort of grasp those tools and use them. So he has this very important role, and I think he's also the speaker at the beginning. So in a lot of ways, the book kind of circles around this question of masculinity and isolation, but the particular interest, I think, in race. And it's interesting that Anderson turns to sort of that archetype as a tool for kind of trying to understand his own feelings, I think, about himself as a man, what it means to be an American man, and this sense of being pulled between kind of two poles. Right? He wants to sort of, he almost wants that innocence, but he also wants to be able to construct something, to leave something, to convey something. But it's interesting, he's putting both of these ambitions in the bodies of his black characters. And I want to know why the young boy who's the sort of speaker of that, it's actually a sort of a frame narrative where the young boy is much older and looking back on this experience of being at the horse tracks in Kentucky. He kind of looks up to this white man, Jerry Tilford, who throughout the story that he gradually comes to realize that he's not really worth of that adoration. He accidentally sort of sees him going to a brothel, and after that he turns to the stable hand instead and says, he's the man I want to be. Because he's the only one who understands the beauty of the horses, the beauty of the race, the beauty of this day being out here. And Jerry makes the mistake of bringing the woman from the brothel to the track and showing her the horse, and the speaker just he can't handle it. He gets furious, and he says at the end that he says, "I want to be," and he uses the N word. He says, "I want to be a." So he really strongly identifies in this movie, but of course it's phrased in a way that gives us pause. What does he really want to be? He doesn't really want to be Bill Dad, the stable hand. He wants to be this idea of what Bill Dad represents. But by the end, I think Anderson suggests that he maybe has a more complex view of race than that, and that maybe we're meant to think through the problem along with this young speaker. The young speaker comes to the wrong conclusion, is what Anderson suggested, that the young speaker kind of misses it. He grabs the wrong end of the stick. So, I think it's interesting to think about Anderson as a race writer, because he's often kind of pigeonholed as being particularly Western, and sort of all the associations with that. He is trying to do something on a national scale. He's grappling with the sort of central question of the moment. At a time when sort of the Ku Klux Klan was returning, and immigration, anti-immigration fear was returning, he's kind of trying to grapple with that question along with his own related to his individual experience.
So the last thing that we wanted about today is the idea of gender in The Triumph of the Egg at Weinsberg. So Erin really specializes in race studies and immigration in the United States. I'm kind of obsessed with gender. I write about gender all the time. So that's really what piques my interest in terms of Weinsberg and The Triumph of the Egg. And two things that I wanted to talk about in terms of gender. The first is mobility. Who gets to move through the world in Anderson's books? Spoiler alert, it's men. So when Anderson talks about the idea that male characters, like in I Want You to Know Why, for example, they can go to the horse races, they can travel to Kentucky or New York or California, they can move, they're mobile. And I think I Want to Know Why is probably the best example of that. You want to move, you move. You want to go somewhere, you go. But that's really not the case for female characters in these books. Female characters are generally confined to the homes of their husbands and fathers, both in Weinsberg, Ohio, but especially, I think, in The Triumph of the Egg. The last story in The Triumph of the Egg, Out of Nowhere into Nothing, is really lengthy. It's more of a novella than a short story. And the whole premise is this young girl who got out of her small town Iowa family home, and she went to California. Okay, thank you. And she's seeing the big city, and she's experiencing life on her own. Her parents are so proud, and she comes home because she wants to tell her mother, get really her mother's blessing for being kind of the mistress of a married man. And when she's at home, trying to work up the courage to ask her mother's blessing, she falls in love with their neighbor. And so this pinnacle of female independence in The Triumph of the Egg is really choosing between a married lover and her parents' neighbor, right? So it's even then, this independent character is still kind of pulled between two men. So that's recurrent, I think, in Weinsberg and in The Triumph of the Egg. I think one thing that carries over from Weinsberg, but really changes in The Triumph of the Egg, is that male characters are always trying to figure out, and maybe this carries over to real life too, what are women thinking? What are they thinking? And in Weinsberg, the characters don't pretend to know what women are thinking. In Triumph of the Egg, they do. I think that's a really significant change. So in The Triumph of the Egg, we see confidence. Just a second. With women's thoughts, Anderson writes in Sophistication in Weinsberg, for just a moment she stopped in the darkness. This is when George Willard and Helen White are at Waterworks Pond. There was no way of knowing what woman's thoughts went through her mind. But when the bottom of the hill was reached and she came up to the boy, she took his arm and walked beside him in dignified silence. For some reason they could not have explained, they had both got from their silent evening the thing needed. There was no way of knowing what woman's thoughts went through her mind. That changes drastically in The Triumph of the Egg, where men are really confident that they know what women are thinking. In the story Seeds, The Man in the Brown Coat, Out of Nowhere into Nothing, men very confidently say, I can tell you what you're thinking to a woman. They're usually wrong. In The Man in the Brown Coat, the speaker says, my wife has gone out of the house. She does not know that I know every little thought of her life. I know what she thought when she was a child and walked in the streets of an Ohio town. I have heard the voices of her mind. I have heard the little voices. This is a recurring theme. The confidence is astounding, right? But it happens a lot in this book, where there's so much hesitation about how to interact with women. What are they thinking? How to talk to them? How to respond to them? In Weinsberg, that's completely erased in The Triumph of the Egg. And I think that's one of the most significant changes between these two books, actually. One other thing that I wanted to note is that in The Triumph of the Egg, women become really interchangeable for some of the male characters. And it's a strange move on Anderson's part. In Unlighted Lamps, for example, Dr. Cochrane conflates memories and images of three women. He confuses in his mind and can't tell apart his wife, the woman whose child he delivers, and his own daughter. they're kind of the same person in his mind. In Brothers, all women become similar to and eventually indistinguishable from the woman that the young man loves. They kind of one woman becomes all women, and they all have the same thoughts, and men know those thoughts. It's a really astonishing. It's a really astonishing move on Anderson's part, and we can quibble with that. But we're kind of coming back to this question, right? What will people do with this book? Right? That's the question that critics had when the book was first published in 1921. What do you do with it? With this book that sort of makes you angry and feel accused, but it's beautiful and you can't look away. What do you do with it? So with that, I think we'll open it up if anyone has any questions. We don't have the answer other than read it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely astonishing. And then if you've read Wein's work about Train the Triumphal Day, they're doing such similar things, but in significantly different ways. Any questions?
Do you have any theories on why the dramatic change in the time between the two books on Yogi's understanding of his thoughts?
You know, they train us pretty hard in English literature programs not to say that the author's life influenced his writing too much. But as Aaron mentioned, Anderson was married 4 times, and he was fairly confident that he understood what women were thinking, right? If you look at some of his
You would
correspondence,
have thought after being married 4 times.
Right?
Yeah.
he's a pro at that point. No. But it's, I don't know, there are only 2 years separate the publication of these 2 books, and he's writing women in the same way. And these books are kind of always on the verge, as we said, of some sort of monumental just outburst, right? They're always just about to say the thing that they have to say. But men read those women differently in these 2 books. And I think a lot of that has to do with Anderson personally, probably. Other questions?
I have a comment. I'm an art teacher from Toledo. We married little baby Clyde in 2006. I've been here 13 years. And I can relate to the thematic concerns. I have felt regionalism within Clyde. I felt isolation. And also the mentality of small town people. And how the little things get real big, real fast. Hearing things through the pipeline, but reading the books has helped, so that's very good. And also, I encourage everybody, please go to the Clyde Green Springs School Board of Education window. I was asked to paint a very nice on triptych board of Weinsberg 1919, and with George Anderson on the train, waving by, and a little boy waving to him with daffodils, and that was his favorite flower, daffodils, and there were some of his daffodils. So that's all in sepia tones in the school board window right now. And it gives people better understanding. I really think people should really explore their literary heritage more here in Clyde, and I found that people live here, but they need to know more and appreciate it. And wow, there's so much to learn.
There's so much to learn. I think what's really significant is that Anderson wrote Weinsberg in 1819 and Triumph in 1921, and you're saying in 2019 that the book still speaks to you, right? That's incredible. And it's really speaking to what Aaron was mentioning about kind of how Anderson is memorializing and monumentalizing some of these people who just kind of, they're people we meet every day, right? They're people who live in the post office and the bank and the grocery store, but they're also, they're timeless in really significant ways. They're as important as anyone else who might come across who has a more important title. It's really kind of an equalizer.
I think you did a nice job comparing and contrasting the 2 books. Very nice. Very good.
I guess I have a question about the book itself that you have published. Is it basically just a reissue of another forward by the 2 of you?
Yes. Yeah, what we did is we worked with a librarian at Ohio University to pull criticism and scholarship from 1921 through really what's the most recent on the Triumph of the Egg. And we kind of give a chronology of what
Oh,
yeah.
Another former Clyde student.
The little cards there. Yeah, we also have little cards in that, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. That this is, of course, the cover of the book, but there's a little bit of information on that. If you've ever purchased it online, I gave short little URLs here for Amazon and Barnes & Noble, because there are several different editions of the Shrine of the Egg, but if you want the one that we co-edited as our introduction, then these are the that you need to follow. There are commentator versions, I'm partial to ours. Other questions, comments? Thank you so much.